Hello, I'm Ronnie, and today I would like to teach all of you about some job interview skills. People tend to have really terrible job interview skills. Oftentimes when people go to an interview, they are hoping that the interviewer will ask them some specific questions, and the interviewer will be looking for some specific answers. And the specific answers the interviewer will use to match people in different categories and groups. If you don't know the answer to a question or something, it's good to do some research about the company and figure out how you should act in the interview. For instance, if you're going to try and get a job at a restaurant, you need to do some research about that, about the different skills that you'll need. You could possibly, if you need to do some volunteer work or go to get a certificate, or what kind of certificate you need for the restaurant job. If you think that you're going to have to pay money or take a test to get the certificate, it's possible you can get help getting the certificate. It's important that you can explain how you're a good match with the company. So if you go to an interview, I'm going to give you a little example. Maybe you walk into the interview and you introduce yourself, and the interviewer greets you, and you're at a restaurant or a bar job, and they want to know why you're a good match, and you say because you like to drink and you like to sleep all day. That's not really a good answer. A better answer... Hold on one second. The movie's frozen. So there's good ways to answer interview questions and bad ones. A good answer would be something positive about your personality or your skills. For example, that you're friendly, or that you love people, that you're really good at meeting new people, that it's easy for you to resolve issues and problems when they come up. It would be a bad thing to tell your interviewer that you've been arrested. You want to talk about your skills, like, for example, that you have good computer skills. But if you're going to a restaurant job and, you know, it's a good match because you love wine and food, that works in that situation. But if you're going to get a job with a computer company and you want to say something more like, I love computers and I work with computers all day long. You don't want to say that you love wine and food at an interview for a computer job, or vice versa. If the interviewer wants you to tell them something about yourself, you have to tell them something positive. You want to smile and tell them how other people view you, just all good things about yourself. If the interviewer asks you why you should be hired, you don't want to answer by saying, because I want to you should hire me because I need money. You want to say something like, because I'm a team player. what exactly does, you want to be sure you know what a team player means. That, you know, and that you work well, get along well with other people, is what that means. If you're looking for some kind of salesman job, you want to discuss how you're motivated, and you want to just make yourself look like you have the best skills, like you are the best person for that job. And you want to tell your interviewer about your education. What kind of education you have. You know, what major you what majors you've completed in school. If you've worked, you have work experience that matches in a past job where the job is like the job you're interviewing for, make sure you tell them that. Sometimes interviewers will ask you kind of silly trick questions, and they want a specific they're looking for specific answers. And these are really the hardest questions. So if you had some problems in your past job, you can say that you've never had problems in your past job. You can lie about it. You don't need to. You can let them know about your problems that you've had if you want, but you need to show them positive things, that you have a positive approach to when problems come up. Maybe if you worked on a project or something, and the other person working on the project wasn't doing anything. And for that situation, you could say that I felt frustrated because this other person didn't help me on this project at my last job. But you really want to talk about how you resolved this problem. You need to say something like, it was fine because we discussed it, we had great communication. Hold on one second, the video is frozen again. So you're going to talk about how you resolved this situation. That's a better way to talk about a problem that you've had, is how you resolved it. And a good way to do this is to say that the situation turned out fine because we had great communication. We were able to talk about the problem, and I was able to discuss things with my boss. We set up a meeting, and everything did turn out fine. Make sure that you talk about a situation that had a good where the resolution was, and the outcome was good. Also, you can lie a little bit in an interview to make sure that you come up with a good answer for the questions. It's very important that you do this. So if you've had problems maybe for a while, you want to make sure that you first discuss things in a positive way. You need to always make yourself look positive, never negative. It's important that, you talk about things such as the kind of hours that you can work, or, that you like meeting people. I mean, it's not a good thing to talk about your negatives. And you don't want to dwell on things and go home and do research. Make sure that, if you do talk about negative things, you talk about a few negative things versus many, many positive things. You can bring up a few negative things, but make sure you have many more positives. Now, if you go up to the interview, if you go to an interview and all of a sudden the interviewer just, says, thank you, bye, it's likely you're not going to get a phone call. You should have, like I said, many positives to maybe one negative thing that come up in the interview. And having good skilled interview answers is very important. So I hope you get hired for a job that you're looking for. If you have any questions, you can come to my website, and I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you. Bye.